Yeah, what a.
That's what I call you guys when you're not around.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I'm gonna need one of those ashtrays that are right in front of the refrigerator. Are you gonna need one of those? Or you're gonna just ash on the floor, Cole? I guess. Sorry. Thank you.
No, I was gonna say there's a bunch of them. I feel like such like a little bitch not doing this.
I mean, you should probably just have one and just not smoke it that much.
He doesn't.
Yeah, I've never even like inhaled nicotine before.
He's had a bad time before.
Yeah, I've done that a couple times.
Straight edge? What's that?
Straight edge, what does that mean?
It's a term they used to use for kids that looked like alternative emo, but they didn't do any drugs or drink alcohol.
Maybe.
They weren't really religious per se.
Maybe. Maybe that's me.
Like your NASA hat. I just noticed it.
Pretty gay.
You
ready?
The problem if Screwball's in the thing if they're not our sponsors.
You can turn it. You can. They'll become our sponsor. Yeah.
Okay, so.
Yeah. What do we fucking kill Tony, dude?
Yeah, maybe.
All right, I think we're live.
Yeah.
Are we live?
Good.
We're
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Don't mind me.
Cool.
I'm just cooking up the stogies.
Stogie.
So yeah, you guys just
You guys are thinking, what the hell, dude? You guys are in a fucking Jeffrey Dahmer's basement.
Yeah, why are we
Yes.
in
Yes, we
Joker?
are. Dude, that Bodcast, what's up, everybody? We're back. We got the wonderful club owner, Heather May. Heather?
Hey, everyone.
This is fun. This is pre-show for Luis Gomez, the fucking rattlesnake himself. I don't do that. Yeah.
I got Colton doing my dirty work for me. Thank you, sir.
There we go. I feel like the cuck out of the group.
We've always described you that way.
Yeah. That's fucked,
I was just
dude.
kidding. That's Colton, too.
Just watching everybody else have fun. That's crazy. Heather, so we got Lewis this weekend.
We do.
Last night you said was a blast.
It was a blast, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's going to be double that tonight.
Doubled out. We're almost sold out for tonight, right?
Yeah, like minus 3 tickets maybe.
Fuck
And I'm going to
yeah.
have to, like, find where to seat them.
Fuck yeah.
And we will.
How is Lewis as like a it's probably one of the biggest comics, if not the biggest we've had.
I'll say this is the biggest deal that
Yeah.
I have made. And the highest dollar number. And, he's the biggest comic we've ever had.
How is he like compared to like normal comics like that you've like that you've known for years, as in like terms of like personality and stuff like that, I guess?
Honestly, just as chill.
Yeah.
And I was a little fangirling out in the beginning. I walked him downstairs, got him settled, and headed upstairs to give him some space. But I was like, holy shit.
These like Legion of Skanks. Like,
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
You can't like not fanboy out.
Hell no, it's
Yeah.
Luis Gomez, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sick.
I mean, the guys were all fangirling out, but they were
Yeah.
upstairs too pussy to come down here until they,
Oh yeah. Dude.
a couple bourbons in.
You gotta think like you're a comic too. So like I always like thought like when it was Stuart Huff because like that was the first comic I saw, but like when I became like when I like did a show with him, I'm like okay now I'm a comic. I had to like be a comic with him.
Yeah.
That
Hey,
was-
can I plug something real quick and give you an update?
Go
Yeah.
ahead. Yeah.
I talked with Stuart a few weeks ago. He reached out just to check in, and I was able to give him the update about moving to the space. Told him that the album is finished.
Yeah, we have the tracks done and everything.
We have the tracks.
Yeah.
We are ready to plan for the album release.
Hell yeah.
And I'm starting to get
Fuck
questions
yeah.
from people about when that's going to drop. So
Yeah.
and
And
we will get that planned.
that's
and
fun. Yeah, a classic like audio only track list.
It sounds so good too.
It's really good.
It
too.
sounds so
sounds
good.
fun.
I'm a piece of
Yeah.
shit, so when I had the thing, I did not get a chance to listen to it. So it's going to be fresh to me.
No, yeah, and it was fun to edit too because it was 2 shows and 2 very different kind of crowds and 2 very different type of like shows he delivered. So it was fun to like pick and choose which one like kind of. Like,
That's how most specials go.
Yeah,
though.
it's
like,
actually how to create it.
It's
like
2 nights.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a special of
Yeah,
like what
2
you
shows or
did,
2
yeah.
nights, and they basically
Most
just pull
comics do like 4 shows, right?
for the special recordings.
yeah.
It's usually 2 shows,
Oh.
but on 2 different nights. So they'll do 2 shows at one night. Usually is how it goes if it's a big comics. Like I know Schulte did Friday night 2 shows and then Saturday night 2 shows, but he used all 4 shows for that special.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Like,
So
There's a lot of risks in
yeah,
every show, and
Right.
so to have multiple to pull from is
Yeah.
usually ideal.
yeah.
I can't imagine going to like one of those guys' shows like Schultz or like, I mean, even I hate to say it, Rife, but like,
I
going through,
hate to say
I
that.
thought we weren't going to talk about him during
Uh,
this.
Just one show.
yeah, he does one show. It's just crowd work. So, I can't
He
even
has a
imagine.
strong jaw, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Retro
editor.
classic.
Yeah, that editor has a strong jaw too. Getting through that fucking special, dude. That was
Can you imagine
horrible.
editing that?
Yeah, it was. Oh, no, I can't, dude. I can't imagine.
Oh, Colton,
I can't
assist.
I don't.
Bad at that.
Oh, dude, alley-oop time.
My bad.
Alley-oop time.
Cool.
It's a cool gun though. Is it backwoods? This is like a stoner's torch.
It is
Shout
a
out
stoner's
Ty Mead.
torch.
Shout out Treadway. Shout out Ty Mead.
Shout out Ty Mead and his dog that chewed the bottom. That is what we presented to Lewis
Chewed the
for
bottom.
his cigar last night. So.
Fuck yeah.
Name a new
There's
porno.
nothing like giving the fucking big comic. He'd be like, "Hey man, here's a chewed up fucking."
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And some old ass ashtrays.
Hell yeah.
I feel like it was his vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's definitely Lewis's vibe. I haven't met the guy yet, but
I was listening to some of his podcasts, the recent one he had with Normand, and it was pretty crazy. Yeah.
dude, that guy licked that toe.
Yeah, he
right?
had like a.
Oh,
yeah, he had like a fucking bet to get like Skankfest tickets,
Yeah.
golden tickets, and he like sucked a toe
Yep. Somebody brought it up
for
last
10
night
seconds.
from the crowd.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
She was like, I would have sucked that toe.
I was gonna mention
No.
too. It's
Yeah.
like I'm a feet guy, but like, not for Skankfest tickets.
No.
And
Not
a
for
dude who has like
warts and like
this. What do we do?
ugly
Oh.
toes.
Crazy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
So I'm not. See, I'm the kind. You call me plain vanilla, whatever.
We will.
I'm not. I
Greek
can't get
yogurt.
into that, dude. I can't get into the whole foot thing, man.
Listen,
I get
honestly, it
it.
creeps me out if a guy has a foot fetish a little bit.
Really?
That's
Like,
so
if he
weird.
wants to just rub my feet, that's fine. But, like, when
He's
you're
like
all
getting
full
into
on
it?
in and all of a sudden you, like, their hand is rowing back down to your foot, I'm like,
Like, how is that attractive, dude? I don't.
don't know.
Please,
I've
please
only
tell me.
experienced it officially, like, that much
So
once.
the Pope is dying, huh? I'm gonna change the subject.
I
So
thought you
y-
were going to say the Pope was a foot guy.
Imagine,
I
dude.
don't know his
He
kink.
probably is.
And the
no, I
Pope's-
think the Pope has a little
And the
bit
post
different kinks.
retirement speech, he's like, I like feet.
Yeah. I don't think the Pope retires.
I don't know. He dies, right? That's
He's
how
gonna
he
die.
retires.
He's gonna die.
Is that how the Pope? I don't know, dude.
I don't know.
I'm not
Is
a
this how
fucking
you
Pope.
get canceled?
I'm not-
Because
I think so. My
can
my
God cancel you?
God
Yeah.
cancels.
Yeah,
Porn.
dude. God, yeah. My grandpa's a passion. It was weird. He was like, hey man, I saw you come up on YouTube the other day. I was like, fuck,
Oh no.
fuck, dude. And yeah, he was like, I watched the. It was the cleanest bit I have like out on socials, and it was the I come too fast. Your mom asked me for water. I come too fast, and
Oh,
he
yeah, yeah,
and he was like, I thought that was
Cole's
really.
mom asked me for a water. I came instantly.
Yeah. And he
I would
said,
come instantly if your mom asked me for anything.
yeah, dude, your stepmom's hot.
So,
Oh, good clarification there.
yeah.
Yeah. Stepmom is stepmom's banging.
My dad remarried.
Good job.
Third wife.
Third? I didn't know that.
If
Third.
at first you don't
What?
succeed,
Third.
Third time's a charm,
Third time's the charm.
Fuck yeah.
He's happy. I hope.
I hope.
A fourth would be crazy. I mean,
Fourth
just
would be
fucking-
fucking crazy. Fucking
Pump the
LeBron,
brakes,
LeBron
dude.
numbers, dude. He's pulling
I mean, you're
fucking
definitely doing
55
courthouse.
and he's
He's got
going
rings.
into another
He's
one.
got rings. Legit rings. I think
Yeah.
he has like all of his marriage rings in his thing.
Really?
He's collecting them like a goddamn
Like
don't
Thanos.
claim that joke.
like a Manning.
The Thanos of divorces, dude.
I am inevitable.
That's
I
crazy.
can't say shit.
The alimony is inevitable. Nah, I'm shitting on my dad. I love my dad.
Yeah, your dad's
I don't
cool.
think there's alimony in
Peach.
Indiana anymore anyway.
No,
Oh,
dude.
really?
Used to be.
Not in South Bend,
That's
dude.
a thing. Like
Spousal support, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So like, so that's.
I
not a
was lucky I didn't get
So if you
stuck
get-
with that because, I was the breadwinner.
I was gonna say, so like in Indiana, if you get divorced, you don't have to pay alimony.
I think I couldn't speak to for sure if it has changed. I did not have to.
I didn't know that was a state
About
thing.
7 to 8 years ago, spousal support was a thing.
Spousal. Okay,
Yeah.
that's pretty crazy.
But I am thankful. Thankfully I didn't have to.
Did you get served? This is crazy. Did you get served papers?
No, I served those papers. My
Did
dumb
you
ass
do it?
left my house.
You can't do it though, right? Somebody else has to do
yeah,
it.
the attorney.
yeah, you can't.
Where'd
like,
you like catch him at? Did you catch him
does that-
outside?
He was living in my house. I moved into the loft.
So
Oh,
what is
yeah.
that? How does that happen? Do you like Chris Hansen it with like, we need to divorce you? Or how
well,
does
I
it-
mean,
how do
I
you br- how
told
do you
him-
break it down?
I told him and moved out for a couple days, and he
Okay.
thought that we'd be able to mend things, and then I
Right.
just went and consulted with an attorney and had her file the paperwork.
In that situation, that was more like wasn't there like a restraining order?
I mean, but it got that. It turned into that.
Yeah,
very quickly.
escalation.
Yeah, I just wanted out of the control, and let's face it, I'm not sure I was really that invested in the beginning. I just wanted that Gatsby wedding.
I never
the one and done.
I never thought about hitting a woman until yesterday. I was
smooth transition. Let's talk about it.
I was in Chipotle, and this fucking ogre of a woman was in front of me, and she was just being really rude to the Chipotle workers, and they're working their ass. It's like 4:00. It's Friday, like they're fucking busy, you know. And she was just being a dick, and I was like, she asked for an extra scoop of double, right? So she had double, and she asked for another scoop. And
in Chipotle?
Yeah, and
double
she's
what? Protein, like meat?
I think it was double queso, I think.
Bad.
And she gets through and she's like being shitty, but that's the third spot, and like the queso's the third spot, so she's already been shitty the whole time waiting in line and everything like that. So I was sick of it, and I was like, "You want to take the whole tub with you?"
No.
And
you're behind her. You're not.
I'm behind her. Yeah, I can't even see her face yet. Mostly
because
in her neck. Yeah. And she turns around. And she goes, "What did you just say to me?" And like for a fucking quick second, I thought it was Shrek. I was like, "Oh God, dude, fucking deep ass voice, dude." And then she was like, "Did you really just say that to me?" And then I was with my buddy, and I turned around to him and I was like, "I've never hit a woman, but I'm about to."
I don't think she'd feel it.
And if you just punch her, she absorbs it like fucking Kung Fu Panda.
Just eats it.
For legal purposes, I'm gonna have to say that anything that is said here today is for entertainment purposes only.
For sure.
Yeah.
We don't
and
fat shame.
No, we don't fat shame, dude.
Allegedly, Stone did not, in fact,
I didn't hit her.
Hit a woman or really want to.
And it's 2025. It could have been a man.
Yeah, she,
could have been anything.
I fucked up that Chipotle though.
Did they?
She probably did too.
Dude, their workers gave me my food for free because I stuck up for them.
Oh, hell yeah.
So like, fuck that bitch. I don't care, dude. I'm staying on business, dude. She can't stand, obviously, diabetes. But yeah, Heather, Lewis tonight.
Yeah.
We have fucking. What's up? What else is going on? The Rocky, dude. Let's talk about the Rocky for a second. We moved over from the A-Loft. A-Loft was sick. It was cool.
Yeah.
I think it was a good. It was a very good, like, I don't know how to say this. It was a very good place to, like,
it was a commercial
get
space,
our shit
to
where we want to be.
Yeah, and keep growing. Can we back it up a little bit?
Yeah.
So how we got to a loft?
Yeah.
We don't need to. We can come back to like the origin story, which doesn't start with me, but the short end on how we ended up at a loft was COVID hit. We were in the Dewdrop Inn for we're coming on 13 years. I think we're at the Dewdrop for up to about 6 years. Damn. And COVID happened. Of course, everything shut down. Dee Dee tried to run food for a little bit, but it's hard to keep a bar open and run things when you're just having food sales.
It's convenient though that. Oh, sorry, go on.
No, thank you. So when the governor rolled out it was like a 5-step reopening plan that included the possibility of having to re-shut down due to COVID spikes, Dee Dee had to make a choice, because if she shut down again and lost all of her product, that would have been devastating. So she had to make the tough decision to close down the Dewdrop, and she gave me plenty of notice, told me to start looking for a spot. We reached out to downtown South Bend. I had a meeting. We brainstormed various locations that might be open to having a similar business model in which, we weren't paying an expensive lease at that point. This has always been a club that is owned by comics, run by comics, for comics, and it's been a passion project that is not making millions. Not saying we can't get there. Hopes.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Hopes. We got big dreams. But at that time, we were not there, and we needed a space that would welcome us in and recognize that we could bring a lot of business to them in revenue from bar sales, etc. So I typed up an email with the model that we had at the Dewdrop, what we were looking to do, and we sent it to several local businesses, and the Aloft reached out pretty quickly. We set up a meeting. It was a long process to, get the contract language right, decide exactly how things could work, because we were opening like literally as the COVID like rollout was happening. So we still had a lot of restrictions in place. We had masking, except unless you were at your table. We had much smaller capacities.
Things
tables
on the microphone.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
still
remember
I have like
that. I remember
1,000
that.
mic condoms, and every once in a while we'll get a comic that
Find one.
that like would like to use that.
Really?
I remember like
What?
in so
Yeah.
Are you for real?
Yeah,
Really?
I mean, some people really care about like not catching your cooties, and some people spit on their mics.
There's comics that kiss the mics as part of their bits.
Yeah, yeah. And
I'll
I
do- I'll
honestly
do that
don't
later.
appreciate. I get why they do it, but
shout out Zach.
people that put it right here and get all their greasy,
hair follicles.
Yeah,
I remember at the open mics.
Shitting out my beard right now.
No, I actually have never noticed you do that.
I
But
don't
if you
do
do,
that.
then
I remember at the open mics like so much, like in the middle of someone's set, they'd have to like replace the condom for the mic, and it was so funny every
there's
time.
so many awkward things. For a while, we
like-
were wiping down the mic with a Clorox wipe in between.
Yeah.
So obviously, so much innuendo.
You remember when we had it in the corner,
Oh,
like the
yeah.
Yes.
opposite corner?
I think about that
That
a
was
lot,
crazy.
because I see the photos, and that lighting was total dog shit.
Awful. Yeah, it was so
And
bad.
I walked in one day for open mic, and Brian Collins had flipped the room. He just took a liberty, a risk, if you will, and it was so much better.
Yeah, I
And
remember
it really did change the whole room.
How was how much of an impact was, I know Brian's no longer with it. How much of an impact was he really with the club and like with the inner circle of like the drop and those things?
I just got chills when you said that. Brian was on the road to having a big pop. He was growing at very good speed, becoming a better comic. He was critical as a manager. Like I said, I walked in. He had completely moved everything to flip the room and he trusted that I wasn't going to lose my shit, which that's the brave part. But he was an integral part of us, and he was starting to talk about the potential of moving to Vegas, and I was there for it because he was ready. So I was at work in my education job. I think Jim called me, and he called me like twice and told me, and I dropped down to my knees. And I won't go into, the story about it, but it hurt. It hurt
Yeah.
big. And across a number of clubs, because Brian was involved with DIY, and he was a part of the market, and he was loved by a lot of people. So yeah, profound impact, and I think about him all the time.
Yeah, that was like right at the start of like our comedy scene.
Yeah.
And like I remember like how impacted like Joe Tid was, and how impacted Jenny was. And I mean at that time it was I'd just become a manager, and Jenny was like really like being with me on every weekend and like showing me a lot of stuff. And that's when I was hosting a lot, and she was, that whole hosting thing we had once a month. And I just remember when that day happened, I remember coming to that mic that next week, and I just like the whole just felt like everyone was just missing something. And it was like
and I will say, you all know Carla.
Yeah.
So Carla's not a comic, but she was a part of our family and still is a part of our family. And she's going to be here tonight for the 10 o'clock show, so that she
Hell
can
yeah.
see Jenny. She's going to see me host, but
oh, you're hosting?
I'm hosting the 10 o'clock.
Oh,
yeah.
fuck, I didn't know that.
Surprise! Have you ever seen me do live comedy?
Oh
I
yeah.
haven't.
Kyle
I think you're
has
editing
not.
your clips.
I haven't.
You've seen my clips?
I mean, I'm editing your clips.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Because half the time you're like, "What's this word here?"
Yeah.
I can clearly tell that you think I'm hilarious. I'm gonna audition.
I'm
for
excited.
Lewis
I'm excited.
for
This is fu-
Skankfest. I'm gonna
this is
just
great.
flat out tell the crowd. I'm auditioning for Skankfest right now, so don't fuck this up for me.
Do you feel like, as a girl comic, don't take this to heart.
No, let's talk about it.
As a girl comic, do you feel like you talk about a lot of like girl comic things? Like that is a thing, right?
I-
We can say
so-
that. We can say that as a thing.
Yeah,
Well,
you can say it because
Can I say
have-
something? When I
Yeah.
was editing your clips, and I'm like, this would be funny if I was a girl. Is that mean to say?
No, it's not mean to say. But
You
what
probably
I will
relate
say-
more.
I would relate more if I was a girl, but
Yeah.
I get why
Oh,
it's funny.
yeah.
Sort of like
Well,
this would be
yeah.
funny as fuck for like a girl's night.
Yeah.
Like it's a girl's night comedy.
Yeah. What bothers me, that could have potentially bothered me about that statement, is a lot of male comics. Pull it together.
I'm
This
trying to
is
be
an
very
important conversation.
nice.
You're
and
just
say,
you're sitting
No.
so afraid right
like,
now.
did I say
See,
the
that's why I
worst
said
and wrong
Ryan
thing?
was brave, y'all. um,
I like your stuff though. It's funny.
thank you. You don't like.
It's
you-
not for
you
me.
don't
That's
have-
what you said.
Listen, I know my shit's funny because it is my. Those are my stories. Those stories are all true stories. I mean, maybe a little embellishment, but they're all true stories. What gets me is male comics that have so much shit to talk about women only talking about their pussies or only talking about this, yada, yada, yada.
I talk about
And it's the same dumbasses that are doing their.
I'm not. I didn't say that.
You gotta keep. Like,
I'm sorry.
This is important. I'm passionate about this. You brought up something.
You're right.
Thank you, son. But it's the same idiots that are doing their hack jokes about women can't drive. I do talk a lot about sex in my set, but I'm talking from a person. I mean, they're all real stories. Some of that shit's really funny. I sprinkle in some political tones to it, or you know. Yeah, political. We'll say political tones, even though it's really just my belief systems on certain topics.
Yeah.
And it makes it accessible, in my opinion. So, and I'm gonna start writing some of the darker shit. I'm gonna get into my childhood shit and make it funny. The first 20 minutes was intended to be what it was.
Yeah.
And I do think that the content or the topics that female comics, may tend to use are under more scrutiny.
Yeah, I feel like female comics have it bad. It's gonna be hard out there for female comics.
Yeah. But some of the time,
Imagine
female comics are their own worst enemies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, some. I will say I hold women to a higher standard. Maybe that's not fair, but part of that is because it is harder for us in this industry, and I think there are some that don't think that's as much of a disparity, but there aren't as many female comics. Whether that's just because there are more guys that needed a lot of attention as kids and they grew into being the entertaining ones, or if it's just that it was a male-dominated field that was unfair or inequitable in some ways.
I think it's a lot
for
of
a long
factors,
time.
yeah.
There just aren't as many female comics,
Yeah.
and so we naturally will be under more scrutiny. And male comics do fucked up shit all the time, but women sometimes don't support other women, and I have a real problem with that. But I also will call out another woman if you know, we have to worry. You know, there's women that are sabotaging male careers. So when I watch a big name comic putting himself into the booth as far as he can get in so that he's not accused of anything, I understand that.
Yeah, it is like a thing. I feel like
you get bigger, you have more risk of like these people trying to
like just fuck you over.
Yeah.
Now I'll say that happens at such a minute amount in comparison to the amount of sexual
But we've
assault
seen-
that
Exactly, the
happens.
ratio
Yeah,
is
yeah.
But women who make those allegations make us less credible.
But I mean, we've
So
seen it at
that's-
this level though.
like
Oh,
Crystalia,
yeah.
for example,
Yeah.
Oh,
in the
God.
industry, right? Like that
Louis C.K.
I don't know.
Oh,
But Louis
he's
C.K.
back.
is different,
This is proof
though.
canceling's not real,
That's
y'all.
Yeah.
different. Like the whole Louis C.K.
Um,
thing was just like
I'm not going to comment then.
that was just like that's like kink shaming someone for like, jerking
it-
off in front. Like
I mean, depends on how
did they Me Too him? Like they'd be like, we didn't like that he jerked off in front of us, or like did they just say he jerked off in front of us?
He was a little pressuring, in my opinion, from a number. And I will say, and like follow all the news,
Right.
Cross all of it, but
Right.
pretty
The
sure-
consent was questionable.
Pretty sure I had a personal account of an interaction with him, and there's a difference between being in a moment with a woman and like where tension is building and everybody's on board and asking to do
Yes.
that versus
Doing it.
yeah. And I
They're very
won't
different.
speak to know for sure what exactly happened. I'm just saying, if it was that level,
Right.
then
That's
I'm not sure. I'm
Well,
not
that's the
sure
thing,
why
though.
we're bringing him back.
Hold on. That'd be so funny if like it's kind of funny. One of the girls is just on board, one of the other one's not. You're like, why won't you watch me jerk off?
You're like jerking off, you're like, you don't
You're
like this?
She likes it. Why don't you?
I
Come
bought you
on.
McDonald's, damn it!
Yeah, what
Like,
the
I don't-
fuck?
I don't know.
Because the Louis C.K. thing, it's like, all right, these girls were iffy on him jerking off. The whole thing with Crystalia was that he was a nympho. Like he was a sex addict to the point where he literally had sex.
And let
with
me ask a dumb
17-year-olds
question
and he didn't know.
because I don't remember for sure. Wasn't he into like younger girls?
Yeah.
I think he had like a. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, nobody has a problem saying, fuck Crystalia, and not fuck Crystalia, but nobody that I know of
You're a
is
big
like,
Crystalia fan.
we
I
need
like
to
Crystalia's
bring
comedy. He's funny as fuck.
you're banned. We'll talk about it after the show.
I can say he's
We're-
funny. I can say
You know what? I honestly, I think
That's like
he
saying
was,
Drake Bell's funny, dude.
Drake Bell's great.
Shut up.
He got.
You know what?
Shut up.
Let's not even go into
That's rough.
the Nickelodeon lore
rough?
because
Yeah.
that shit.
Do you
was,
even know what
that
happened to Drake Bell?
Who cares?
It
He's
was
he
ass
went,
oh shit!
he
You know
went
what?
to-
Edit that out. He spoke on it.
He well, okay. That
I-
stuff I don't really
He
care.
spoke on it.
Did he really?
He was Did you not watch the?
Quiet on Set.
yeah.
documentary
No,
with-
I didn't.
Dude,
Is
you
it
didn't
good?
Watch that?
Yeah, and then a lot came. That's how I got into it, like actually watching YouTube consistently. And
I didn't know. Is it on
Was-
YouTube? What is it?
Crystalia, yes.
okay, back to Crystalia.
Canceled. That is.
Yes,
rightfully so
absolutely canceled. But he was canceled, I think, before I was even in the comedy scene. So
Really?
I have watched documentaries or YouTube videos about him. I have never listened to his comedy.
I thought he was like big up until like literally 2019. I think I got canceled in 2019.
I didn't. I took over as owner in 2019.
Oh, I
so
thought
my
that-
knowledge
okay.
of bigger name comics.
So I meant like the drop. Okay. So
yeah.
Okay.
So do you want a tone shift and we can go back? You want to hear the lore of like, the beginning?
Let's hear it. I
Yeah.
wanna hear it.
Okay. So I told you we're coming up on 13 years. The drop originally started with 2 owners. I'm not going to name names because honestly, there's been so many owners over the years that I might miss someone. But started with 2 owners that approached DJ or Dee with an idea about coming in there and doing comedy.
There was an idea.
Dee funded and invested quite a bit into turning. Were you guys ever at the Old Spot?
Never.
Oh.
Never.
Oh, it was gorgeous. Old cop shop, breakfast spot with a bar, Friday night fish fry that had a separate seating room. And Dewdrop opened, I want to say 1938, family owned.
Damn.
It is highly respected in this city as a part of the history. Located right next to the police station
Mm-hmm.
and an Arby's gas station. So it was there's some nostalgia there.
Mm-hmm.
And so she welcomed the 2 first owners in, invested quite a bit. I'm pretty sure that she maybe funded the original sign. And the drop started their first headliner weekend ever. I'm saying I believe it was the first headliner weekend that when they opened. I can't know that for absolute certain, but it was one of the first, was Chris Redd. One of the owners had gone to high school with Chris Redd.
Nice.
They had a post. It's one of the very first posts that says, "This guy's going to be famous someday, the end." So that owner knew something.
There you go. Yeah.
He definitely knew something. He had an eye. Over the years, it changed hands between comics that took over as owners, ranging anywhere from 2 at a time. I think at one point they had 6 owners, shared responsibilities, all men, good dudes, a little less organized and formal than I am with some things. And I knew one of the owners about, I think it was like 3 years before I came in as a manager and then an owner. I just happened to know that he was one of the owners, went to a show. The headliner, Mario Salazar, complimented my tits, and I was sold. He gave me attention. And I was like, I like this. And comedians all have, a fair amount of usually a little bit of trauma, something that brings us together, a little bit of maybe social awkwardness even.
Autism.
And what'd you say? Autism?
Autism.
Levels of autism.
It is a spectrum.
Crazy.
It is a spectrum. But something that draws us together. And so the comics and the owners at the time kind of drew me in.
Island of Misfits, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I called them my tribe of weirdos back in the day. It's changed over time. But I just started going to every weekend show, or a lot of them, going to the open mics. And I would be asked often if I was going to get on stage, and I would say no, no, no. I tell, good stories and like, a group of people, but I'm terrified of the stage. And Jason Staples, comic back then, was like, but like, haven't you ever had anything bad happen in your life? And I mean, trauma's real. So, fast forward, I had never intended to be a comedian, but I did have an interest in becoming a manager of the Drop. And over time, the last 4 owners all moved to Chicago at the same time. That's a lot of times what happened. They would be ready to move on to the next level, or, get more into their careers and raising families. Both totally legit things to do. This has been a passion project and a way to create space for local comics. So I had an interest. I was a manager by that time, and I approached the last standing owner that we had, who was doing the work from Chicago while working a full-time job, and it was rough. I mean, it's hard to not be boots on the ground here. Asked him if he was interested in a partner or passing things along, and he said he was ready to hang up his what's that? Hang up your boots or
Hang
whatever.
Up the towel.
Yeah.
Hang up the coat.
Definitely
Throw
not
in the
throw in
towel.
not throw in the towel, because
hang up the. Yeah, hang up the apron.
Hanging the boots up. We're gonna go with that.
they
Yeah.
get the sentiment. So I didn't feel comfortable because I was, somebody that came in rather, late in the game.
Right.
I asked, hey, look at this, Teebs. Come on in.
Hey,
You want a cigar? I'm telling the origin story. Yeah. This is in the background. You might hear Jason T-Ball. He is a comedian who has traveled far and wide. How long you been in the game, Jason?
93.
That's a
Damn,
lot. I can't do
93
that
is
math right
crazy.
now, but it's been a long ass time. He's a friend of
30
ours.
years,
He's a friend of Lewis's. He's a friend of a lot of nice people,
Oh, yeah.
including Billy Dodaro,
yeah.
Shot Glass.
Hey.
Oh, are this being filmed or just?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, we did create this.
Billy D.
Billy D's classic
boy.
Shot Glass merch with his mugshot.
My first ever headliner.
Mhm.
I'll always live with Billy. Every time Billy comes around, it's so funny because like, it's such like a weird like convicted stepdad energy.
Yeah, it's just
You know,
pure-
it's like oh, the fucking uncle's out of prison again. Like,
Yeah.
he's coming
Yeah,
back.
that's
Like,
all it is.
Billy and I hated each other for many years.
I bet
He reminds me of my first husband. So
Billy
like,
is
literally by
very-
looks and personality. But we talked it out, had some shots, and he's a
Very
big
bad
teddy
guy.
bear. So
Yeah,
he's one of
yeah.
my favorite dudes now.
he's a titty dude. So yeah,
Did you say teddy?
he's a titty dude. We talked about it.
I said teddy.
Oh, my bad. I thought you said titty.
I also heard too.
Yeah.
Well,
see?
I might have had a slip of the tongue.
Slip
Yeah.
the titty.
It's on the titty. On the titty. Hey.
Not tonight. They're covered. But I better sit up straight so they look better.
Oh,
Party
party
foul. I'm
foul.
gonna leave it because
Oh
Their
well.
ashes.
Yeah.
Sound like drink.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Origin story.
Yeah, so you went to the.
So I approached a couple of the current managers and asked if they had an interest in coming on as owners. Jim Kliss, one did, and he was just on his way to moving to Chicago also, but
Yeah.
that he did the booking for years, which allowed a lot of nice things for me. It allowed me to defer anybody that approached me about booking to our behind the scenes booker. I never gave out the name. And I started taking over booking as I was doing more traveling and judging comedy competitions and stuff. But we were partners for a solid 4 years, and he might be the only partner that I could ever have, because he was a really nice balance to my passionate energy. If there was something that was going on and I was upset or had feelings about it, I could go to him and he could give me another perspective while also validating me. And he took care of the things he was responsible for in Chicago, and I took care of my shit and here, and it was wonderful. But over time, he decided he wanted out, and that was how I became the first woman owner of the Drop Comedy Club, and then the first and only sole owner. So That's,
Solo dolo.
yeah, you could clap for that or something. You could like.
Yeah.
just-
There's
Thank
something
you.
cool though about like having like a female figure as the owner, 'cause like I don't know, it's like a motherly.
Yeah, I
connection
mean,
to
you
the
guys call me
comics.
Comedy Mom for
Yeah.
sure.
Your name in
This
my
is the
your
Mom
name in my phone
Bodcast.
is Comedy Mom. Yeah, the Mom Podcast. Hell yeah.
Don't give me ideas.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm having a lot of fun right now. I didn't
This is
expect
fun.
to.
Is this like one of your first ever podcasts?
I did one a long time ago, on a topic on a female topic, and it was okay. I wasn't as comfortable with my voice then, and trying to think if I've ever like cameoed on any. Maybe, but maybe this is my first official. So
I think it's harder for. I don't know. I thought it was really hard for me to like go out and express myself as a comic, like on social media.
yeah.
Like like I don't know if it was hard for you at all. We started at
No.
the same time, but like
No, not really hard for me. 'Cause before stand up, I was doing a lot of like YouTube stuff and a lot of
yeah.
film stuff. So I was really kind of used to like the spotlight, I guess.
It's just
but-
weird putting yourself in that position of like, oh, this is like what I'm doing now, and like being persistent and consistent on the whole thing of like actually being stand up is crazy. I mean, the podcasting is a whole different world too. So I mean, it's like
Yeah.
it's like and Lewis can probably talk on it as much 'cause he's way more than all of us on a different level, obviously. But it's like it's such a. I feel like podcasting is such more of a job than stand up is.
Mhm.
'Cause it's just so much, and there's so much time that
And
you're
think
doing
about
on every
some
episode.
comics, how many podcasts are their podcasts,
Yeah.
and then how many they're guesting.
They're
I mean,
doing.
like I
Yeah.
think about that sometimes.
It's a whole
like,
different-
they
it's a
are
whole nother-
like
yeah.
grinding constantly.
Well, I didn't notice this, but like every comic that's like about to drop a special, they pop into like I don't know, like Bert just did it in Austin. He popped around to everybody
Yep.
else's
Schultz
pod.
is on everyone's
Yeah,
podcast
Schultz
right
just
now.
did everybody
Yeah.
else's pod.
It's
so
also
like,
a really. I mean, they always do plugs, so
yeah.
That's the way
that's
to get
helpful
that.
to the clubs that they're working. All
I
of
think
that.
that's one thing about the drop that I think like not to fucking glaze or anything, but I mean I'm a proud manager. I think that we have a very good family core, and it's
Mhm.
changed a lot in the
Mhm.
last year.
people
Yeah.
come and go.
And like 2 years ago when we first started, when it was like me, Jenny, it was Joe, and it was like I felt like that was a big core group for like a long period of
Mhm.
time, and none of those people are now here. And it's just
Well,
like,
Jenny's
oh,
gonna be here tonight, and I'm
Yeah,
gonna
she
hug her
is.
so
I
tight.
haven't seen her in
And
a while.
yeah.
I miss her.
that is exciting.
We have the same job now, actually. We're both tire techs,
Oh,
so that's pretty funny.
she's better at it than
She's
you.
probably way better.
She's
Yeah, she's
definitely
better at
better.
stand up and she's better at tires, dude.
Well,
Fuck,
you
I
know.
can't win, dude. I can't.
She's got a lot more experience.
Damn it. Oh,
But
man.
yeah, and yeah, the groups have changed over the years. We still have some OGs,
yeah.
but I think the family vibe has remained. Yeah, help yourself to the fridge and the bar over there. There's not a lot of ice
Hell
in
yeah.
any cups, but make
We're
yourself at home.
we're about to run out of time here.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we're like
yeah.
almost
Yeah,
right at an hour.
I'll get real nervous.
Yeah.
We can finish the rest of the
Yeah.
Yeah. What
rest
else?
of the story.
What other big dates you got for the drop?
We have Tim Butterly coming up in April, 11th and 12th, and then I have some other pending, and I think I can say this one because I have the date locked in and the most of the contract worked out. Karen Feehan as our fall
Okay,
kickoff.
Sick.
I'm pumped
yeah.
obviously because I'm trying to tour with her someday.
Hell yeah.
That's cool.
Maybe
Colton,
get a
what do you
little
got?
Oh,
tips
yeah,
on.
the Port show.
Porsche May
doing,
17th.
And then yeah, I think just if I'm doing like a spot, if I'm able
Yeah.
to just host or
I got May 17th the Port headlining that show. April 25th I'll be in Morenci. April 26th I'll be with Zach Weaver somewhere in Michigan.
Mhm.
And then yeah, fucking keep following us
Ooh,
for
hey,
pop-up
hey,
shows.
can I plug one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like my actual comedy.
Yeah, please go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am headlining
Yeah.
our fundraiser on May 4th.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna probably be 30 minutes because
Oh,
I'm
also-
not gonna
Yeah.
like fake it. Go ahead.
No, sorry, I keep
Uh,
interrupting.
We have a fundraiser that Ty Mead has really put a
Mhm.
lot of the energy into organizing. It'll be raising money for the Family Justice Center, very important organization in St. Joe County that I have accessed services from multiple times, and many other people have. More information to come, but I will be headlining,
Fuck
so
yeah.
that'll be my
That's
first
cool.
headline spot.
Really?
I didn't give it to myself, even though it is a drop production. Ty asked me,
Hell yeah.
and I accepted.
Fuck yeah.
So anybody that wants to start a smear campaign about me headlining my own club can
Yep.
begin
going on
making their
Reddit.
fake accounts now.
It's on Reddit, so
Don't do it.
Man, if I get a subreddit, my head's gonna get so big.
What I was gonna say though is that with the you just said about fundraising shows with Ty Mead, we were talking about doing a fundraising show in October for breast cancer.
We'll have to talk about the
wanna
organization
do
that
something.
money goes to, just because
Okay.
the integrity of the actual organization matters, and not
Right.
all of them
But
are
I thought
equal.
yeah, I thought it'd be a fun thing to do.
I'm open to it. So our goal at one point was to get in up to 4 fundraisers per year. We did Special Olympics this year. That's one of the organizations we heavily support. We did support them this year, but just through funding from the drop. So
Wasn't
we
that with Art Beat too? Was
Yeah.
that Special Olympics or what was that?
no, we did the polar plunge
Right.
2
yeah,
years ago.
that's cool.
So same event, but not 2 years ago. Last year, we had a team of 7 plungers. So we raised close to not quite $1,000. No, we raised $700 or $750. This year, our goal was $1,000, but I, with the move and everything, was not able to organize a
Right.
team. So what we did was the drop just was a sponsor, and we donated $1,000 to the polar plunge, and then I worked the event.
Hell yeah.
So that counts as one. I would have liked to have done it in a different way that involved more people, but at least we were still involved. That's a one near and dear to my heart. We've got the fundraiser in May, so October would be a perfect time to
We can
talk about that. It is a core value of what
Yeah.
the drop is.
Yeah.
fucking stay in tune for follow the Drop Comedy Club on Instagram, Facebook. Our socials are getting we're fucking
starting to-
yeah,
yeah.
we're starting to fucking roll, baby.
Yeah.
So
The collab with Rocky has
This is
helped.
great.
And
So
I,
great.
I'm
So
getting
fun.
better at my social media posting.
Yeah.
I got a badge or something
I
from.
use AI on every
Facebook.
single post, but
What?
Yeah, every single
That's
post.
crazy.
So
We forgot to do our shot. Can we close out?
oh yeah,
on
we're
that?
gonna close out on
Yeah.
a shot. Fuck yeah, let's do this shit, dude. Oh, we're doing. Yeah, I
Might
got
do
you.
a shot.
I got you, big dog. Do I look cool, dude? Do I look cool as fuck?
You should just hit it.
You look gay.
Do I look gay? Fuck.
Hit it right now.
We're getting the Billy
Fuck.
shot glass.
Yeah, Billy. I feel like Billy's definitely hit a girl.
That's why I almost banned him, but Jim did my dirty work. He didn't really hit a girl. He talked shit about his ex-wife in a way that led you to believe.
Yeah.
And
Led you to believe.
Well, yeah,
Allegedly.
I mean, listen, I didn't meet her, but
Can't
he
hit women.
I'm just kidding.
Can't hit
So
women.
yes, his presentation on stage was one of the things. But he's a
It's a
big.
no-no.
No, you
Teddy
can't
bear.
hit him. You can't hit him, dude.
You
No.
can't hit ogres either. I don't care how much of a
Oh.
Karen they are. You can't actually hit them.
No, you
can
can't.
talk about it
You can't hit
sometimes.
them. Colton,
This
get
one's
this,
for you.
dude. Hey,
I'm gonna plug my
Do
mini
it, go
cups.
ahead,
I got a
go ahead,
merch
go
line.
Could you have one?
Yeah,
Our producer.
I will.
Would you like a shot?
You want to pass that over? I'm gonna need somebody to hold my mic real quick.
I gotcha.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh my
I have
god.
to start
Shocking me.
to pull off the top. These are mini cups that are a part of our merch line, available in the drop shop, soon to be available online. Biggest sellers.
I'll just kill my
Nice to carry to tailgates. Twist off the top. They work like a real shot, but
Bowls.
comes with a straw. We're just gonna do it straight and dirty this time.
Also,
I
speaking
felt
of
like
tailgates.
I felt like when I was holding the mic, I was like, it's like the cameraman holding a dildo, like on. Definitely not what it is, but
The purple one, gay.
yeah,
Fuck.
I'm just kidding. It's cool to be gay now.
yeah,
And all you guys
Yeah,
are doing
so-
yeah.
butt jokes anyway, so
yeah. Well, hey, here's to a new fucking beginning, dude.
cheers to the drop.
Yes, cheers to the
and
drop.
Billy D.
Billy.
And Maddie over here. Cheers to you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Screwball. Sponsor us, please. All right.
Peace.
See you fuckers.
Tropical heat, Nirvana repeat, heaven paradise, yet that's what we need. Vacation to the shores of the country Belize, or longboarding in the urban Cancun streets. Lay back, settle down and kick back, sit down or lay down or wherever, just relax. 3 months of work, making money, yeah, the stacks, but use that to take back the fun times you did have. Fly out to the Virgin